what's up? It's Frank and Rob, your fantasy captains here, giving you your week 9 sit 'em and stardoms. We have to apologize for last week with Halloween, but we're
Trick or
back and
treating.
better than ever this week. Um, First game we got Green Bay at Carolina. Should be a good offensive game, I think, and some fantasy value. Who do you like, Rob?
Yeah, I mean Carolina's defense is good. The Packers defense is fairly underrated, but yeah, there's offense here. I mean, Carolina side's pretty easy. It's Cam and Jonathan Stewart and Olsen.
Yeah.
Right now the wide receivers, there's no one really there that's stepping up, so I don't touch them. And on the Packers side, obviously starting Aaron Rodgers. Lacey's been disappointment, but I feel like you got to still play him. I think Devontae Adams is a little sneaky play. He got most of the snaps as wide receiver too there, so he's kind of a sneaky play. I think this week, hopefully, he steps up.
Yeah, I slipped Devontae Adams in one of my leagues, so I agree with you there. I think you got to start Cobb always,
Yeah.
and Jones has been getting that touchdown every week, so you know
Yeah, Rodgers likes him, so you know what? It's true. He's definitely worth starting too.
yeah.
Me
So
and
I agree with all those. What about Roger Rogers?
uh,
Yeah,
he's too hit and man. I think there's a lot better tight end options out there.
yeah, I agree.
Hopefully, you just all started Eifert this week and no one has to worry.
Yeah. Except if you were a plumber. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, Next game we got Washington at New England. So Washington wise, I'm starting Garcon. Sort of got hit with some injuries this week, so I'm playing Garcon. Alfred Morris, I don't trust him. Um, if you need a running back, I'd play him. Kirk Cousins, I'm not starting. I don't think anyone should start. Anyone else you like on Washington?
Yeah, Reed.
Oh,
When Reed's
Reed, yeah,
healthy,
Reed back. That's true. When Reed plays, you play him.
and then the Patriots is, you got to love guys in a high-powered offense. So Dion Lewis, just make sure you're monitoring him. Make sure he's playing, but when he plays, he's great, especially in PPR formats. Gronk's a no-brainer. Brady's a no-brainer. And then, LaFell is someone you have to look at. I mean, he's been getting the targets. He's dropping the ball, but Brady does like him.
Yeah.
And Edelman, I mean, there's so much there to start in the Patriots. It's great.
Yeah. What about like Amendola flyer? I think his value drops with LaFell back, but
I agree, but he did get some looks last week. But it seems like Brady likes LaFell, even though he's dropping the ball and he's throwing them. He's getting a lot of targets. So
that's because everyone's guarding everyone else is open. Yeah, no, I agree. Next game we got Tennessee at New Orleans. Is Breeze gonna repeat his 7 touchdowns? He's gonna go for 8 this week. What do you think?
well, I mean, Tennessee's
That
defense
offense is looking really good right now.
it is,
Besides the Giants game.
but they played the Giants, and that's the problem. Because I mean, look at Tennessee shut down Matt Ryan and Julio. It was a 13-7 game. But the Saints are at home. You gotta like them at home. I would obviously temper Breeze going off like he did, but it seems like Cooks is starting to come back. Willie Snead he likes, and Watson. And I like Mark Ingram out of the backfield too. Spiller, this doesn't seem like a Spiller game to me. Last
The
game,
only reason I like Spiller is because Kyrie's hurt, Robinson's hurt, so he'll get a little more looks there. And unfortunately, I was stuck with starting Colston this week, so I'm hoping. There was no other options. Either him or Woods on Buffalo, so it's sort of a coin toss between both of those guys. But I'm just hoping for a touchdown from one of them, and I picked Colston over Woods.
not
Um,
smart. Watkins back, yeah.
yeah, exactly. That's why, because Watkins was back. If Watkins was out, it would have been a no-brainer. I would have picked up Woods. But yeah, what about the Tennessee side? Besides Delaney Walker, you like anyone?
I'm waiting for Cobb's return, but that seems to be more of a next week thing. Be nice if he got some play this week. Besides Delaney Walker, man, no. I mean, Kendall Wright's hurting. I don't trust any of their other wide receivers. There's really not much there to like in Tennessee. It's sad.
Plus, they canned the coach, so
And it's tough too because they're playing such a shitty defense. But
I know. Maybe maybe a Sankey touchdown run.
I think he got taken off special teams. So if anything, it'd be Antonio Andrews.
Oh,
Thank you. They even took us special teams. He's in the way doghouse now.
oh, geez. So yeah, dumpster fire. Stay away.
Hmm.
Next game we got Miami at Buffalo. Good. There's some good offensive. I know you Taylor, your boy Taylor. He's back, right? I would start him. I would start Watkins. Start Shady. Um, Clay. I would start too. I wouldn't start Woods because I didn't pick him up. But who else? Do you like anyone else on Buffalo?
I mean, I think you covered all the bases on Buffalo. I mean, it should be a good divisional game. I think you covered the bases there on Buffalo and on Miami side. I don't still trust Tannehill. I mean, you got a lot of guys on bye this week, but if you have to play him. But I don't like the matchup. I do like Landry, and I do like Lamar Miller in this game on that side. That's pretty much it, at least for me on Miami.
What about Jordan Cameron and Rashad Matthews? Rashad
Yeah,
Matthews.
Rashard Matthews gets the targets. He's fine at PPR if you need a flex play and you got some guys on buys. I don't trust Cameron at all. He's just not getting enough looks.
Yeah, and unfortunately, people drafted him as their starting tight end this year. But yeah, I agree with you, and I agree about Tannehill too. He's going to be hit or miss. Um, Next game, St. Louis at Minnesota, the battle of the running backs.
Mm.
I think this is going to be a lot of running. I think obviously you're going to start Gurley and AP. I don't think you could start anyone else in St. Louis personally. But who do you
I
like?
like Tavon Austin. They're looking for him. They're trying to give him the ball. He's coming off a couple of good games. I don't mind starting Tavon Austin in a flex this week.
Yeah, okay. But that Minnesota defense is pretty legit. Um, on their side, obviously, you love your boy Diggs. What about like Bridgewater? St. Louis defense is legit too. So
Yeah, basically Diggs. I mean, Kyle Rudolph doesn't see the ball enough, so he's touchdown dependent. I mean, besides AP and Diggs, there's not much talent left on that offense.
agreed. Next game we got Jacksonville at the Jets at your dad's team, the Jets. I can see a high scoring, to be honest with you. I know Jets have the stout defense, but I can see Jacksonville putting up some points like the Raiders did last week.
And Jacksonville's going to have to pass. Going to be playing from behind most likely. Yeah, I mean, and Jackson Yeldon scares me, but I'll play him. I mean, he just gets the rock so much. 20, 25 carries a game. I wouldn't expect a huge game, but Latavius had a great game against the Jets run defense last week, so Yeldon gets it enough. I'd start him. Like Robinson a lot, like Hearns. And Bortles is a nice QB for this week for guys on bye. So
yeah, agreed. On the Jets side, you got to start Ivory. You got to start Decker. I don't know if Marshall's going to play. I heard he had some calf injuries. I think he's a game time decision. But that's about it on the Jets.
yeah, I look out for Ivory just because of his hamstring. I would watch. Yeah, he hasn't looked right in the last few weeks, but
I agree.
But he's got a great matchup. So
anyone else
on the Jets? Nah. I mean, Fitzpatrick's it's a good matchup. I just not sure how his injury is, and that's a chance you take of starting him, and then he comes out. But it is a good matchup against the Jags.
Agreed. Okay. Next game, we got Oakland at Pittsburgh. A lot of offensive, a lot of people to play here. We'll start with Oakland. You got Tavius Murray, you got Cooper, you got Carr. Carr's a great bye week. Anyone else you like on Oakland?
Crabtree. Crabtree's been he's got to get in the lineup these days. He's looked great.
He's been solid. Yeah, he's definitely a starter. He's someone you want to put up in your lineup. Pittsburgh, obviously, you're going to start D'Angelo Williams this week with Bell out. If you picked him up off of waivers, Brown, you got Big Ben, you got Bryant still putting up some points, right? So
yeah, and Heath Miller. I mean, the guy had 10 catches last week. Ben loves Heath Miller. He's a nice tight end replacement this week. Good. I mean, the Raiders have been one of the worst defenses against tight end this year. So Heath Miller, especially in daily fantasy, I'm looking at Heath Miller.
Yeah, that's a good point. Next game, we got your Giants at Tampa Bay. Go.
Oh boy, on paper it looks so good for Eli again this week. So especially in the stack, I like Eli and ODB and daily fantasy. Randall is hurting, so I actually, if anything, you start. I'm avoiding Randall even though the matchup is good. He's complaining about his hamstring. I mean, he's kind of a game time decision there, and in the backfield's a mess. It doesn't seem like a Vereen type game, but honestly, it's tough. I mean, really, Eli and ODB are the only two that I truly trust this week.
What about Harris? I know he's a flyer, but if
Yeah,
Randall's
I
out,
was gonna say Dwayne Harris is a flyer. If Randall's not playing, actually, Harris could have. They're gonna double team Beckham, and Harris could have a good game. And you could look at Donnell too at the tight end spot.
true. On Tampa Bay side, you got Mike Evans and Vincent Jackson and Doug Martin. Winston's been playing better the last couple of weeks too. I think they're 2-1 or something the last couple of weeks. But
I'm actually starting Winston this week.
You are?
I'm starting over Cutler. That Giants defense is so awful, and I'm a fan of the team, but I could see they always struggle against mobile quarterbacks. It's just the thing that they've had that issue for years. And after what the Saints did to him, I could definitely see Winston putting up decent fantasy points, 20, 25 points this week. Just look out for Vid Jackson. If he's hurt, obviously don't start him. Mike Evans and Charles Sims out of the backfield if you want to take a real flyer in daily. The Giants' run defense is bad.
Even though they're going to get JP Three Fingers back.
I mean, he's going to definitely help with the pass rush since they don't have to put their fullback in there to rush the quarterback. But, I'm fine with that. He's not going to come in passing downs. He's going to be situational this week.
Should I pick up Sims over Colston?
Might not be. If you want to take flyer, might not be a bad play, to be honest with you.
Right? Whatever I put in that spot is a flyer stuff. We can talk about that off air. All right, next game we got Atlanta tonight. We can talk about it, Rob. We got some time to kill.
Beers.
Yeah, exactly. We got Atlanta at San Francisco. Start every Atlanta Falcon you can, I guess. That San Francisco team. I don't think I'd start anyone, to be honest with you, on San Francisco.
Do they have a team?
Who you start? Yeah, exactly.
Complete dumpster fire. I wouldn't touch anybody. There's not one person in San Francisco. I think they'll have zero complete offensive yards this week. Team fucking sucks.
Yeah, and that's why I am benching Carolina's defense and starting the Falcons' defense.
I picked up Atlanta in a couple of leagues this week. I streamed defenses, and Atlanta was there for me. I mean, I see Atlanta. I see a big game for Freeman because I see Atlanta taking a big lead and them just running the ball. Matt Ryan has not been great, and I think they're going to run the ball in San Fran.
I think Julio will still have his points, obviously.
Julio will have his points, but Matt Ryan, you're looking at probably 220, maybe one or two touchdowns. It's going to be a Freeman game, but definitely, obviously, you start Julio.
Yeah, and Hankerson I don't know. He's been hit or miss, but with that San Francisco defense, you got it this week, I think. Next game, we got Denver at Indianapolis. Oof. Feel bad for the Colts. I think Peyton Manning goes off. He's still fired up about the whole Indy situation. So I think Peyton Manning will have a big game. And you got to start like Sanders and Demaryius Thomas. That backfield, are you touching anyone?
I know
they're hit or miss.
I still like Hillman. And they should be able to run the ball on the Colts. Yes, I like the revenge game out of Peyton this week. But, and that Denver defense is so good. I mean, Luck, obviously some people still have to start him, but if I have another quarterback, I'm probably not starting Luck this week, and I'm tempering my expectations for Moncrief and Hilton and probably benching Gore.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there. I'm not touching any of those tight ends either on Indianapolis. Yeah. I mean, I think you got to play Luck. I don't know. He had a bad week last week against Carolina, right? And he had one big fourth quarter that to save people's fantasy
And he's
points.
done that 2 weeks in a row where he saved it. I just don't know if you could save it against Denver's D. Personally, if I got luck, and even Cutler, I would think that is a toss-up this week.
Yeah, I mean they shut down Aaron Rodgers for crying out loud, right? So I agree. But you have to have a valid option. Don't throw in. I wouldn't start Fitzpatrick over him or Bradford or anything like that. But speaking
Right.
of Bradford, Philly at Dallas, the late game.
DeMarco Murray
Revenge. That's true. I hope not because I have to start Ryan Matthews. So I hope Ryan Matthews gets some balls. Um, Also, what about Jordan Matthews and those guys?
Man, I love Jordan Matthews. It's tough. I still think he's a flex play this week. Dallas is going to try to control the ball. They're going to try to run it with McFadden, like they've been doing. Dez definitely started. I'm sure he's going to cry for the ball, and they'll feed him a little more this week. I like McFadden. I like Dez out of the Cowboys side of the ball, and Witten maybe even this week as well.
Yeah, I don't really like anyone else like Williams or anyone like that. I won't start any of those guys. So I agree with you there. Maybe a flyer on Sproles in Philly, but he hasn't been doing much either. So, last game, Monday night game, Chicago at San Diego.
This could be a shootout.
It's going to be a shootout. I agree. Both defenses suck. Start Floyd, start Stevie Johnson. Who are you starting? Woodhead? Gordon? Who are you starting?
I'm torn to Woodhead this week because it doesn't shape up to be a Woodhead type game. I mean, they're loving Gordon, and Rivers is throwing the ball. I could see them having a lead and not needing to dump it to Woodhead and play that kind of game. And Woodhead's honestly, he's been getting to see guys point to one drive. He had a big game 2 weeks ago, one drive, and last week he really didn't see the ball that much. It's they've given Gordon a big leash. Who I really do like is Langford on the Bears this week because San Diego's given up 2 straight games, 100-yard rushing games to running backs, and I think Langford's good, and I think he could have a big game.
Yeah, I agree. I love Langford, Freeze, and I like Bennett too. Yeah, that's it for Chicago. Forte is out, obviously. That's why Langford's going to get the ball. Cutler, there's a lot of buys this week, so if you got to start him, start him.
Yeah, he's probably, like I said, I actually am starting Winston over him because I just think that I know my Giants and how they struggle with those kind of quarterbacks. But I think Cutler's a decent game. He's got Jeffrey. I think he's a solid 250, 2-touchdown game this week.
I hope you're right there, pal. Actually, I don't have Jeffrey, so I don't care. But I do have Floyd.
I've been having a great start this week.
Yeah, I hope you're right. All right, that's it. Good luck, guys. Win your leagues.